Happening now, Decoy operation results in multiple citations for road hunting violations in Cattaraugus County. And JHS students finish first and third in WNY's stock market challenge. Plus, Langworthy leads letter to Governor Hochul urging adoption of natural gas infrastructure improvements.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us at Western New York News Now. I'm Lee Kane Jr. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, U.S. Attorney Trina E. Ross announced that a federal grand jury has returned an indictment charging 2 Buffalo, New York residents with conspiracy to commit mail fraud and aggravated identity theft. The charges carry a minimum penalty of 2 years in prison and a maximum penalty of 20 years. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jonathan P. Cantil, who is handling the case, stated that according to the indictment, between on or about August 11th and September 7th, 2020, Damon Hennings, 31, and Annalise Spencer, 23, allegedly conspired to illegally obtain pandemic-related benefits from the New York State Department of Labor. Hennings and Spencer used false identification information, including the Social Security numbers of other individuals, to submit 10 applications to the State Labor Department. As a result, Hennings and Spencer received 10 debit cards containing federal funds that they were not entitled to receive. Hennings and Spencer attempted to obtain $412,606, but actually obtained approximately $362,268. Well, in other news, U.S. Attorney Trina E. Ross announced that a federal grand jury has returned an indictment charging a 35-year-old Buffalo, New York man with 3 counts of production of child pornography and 1 count of possession of child pornography. Charges carry a mandatory minimum penalty of 15 years in prison and a maximum of 30 years. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jonathan P. Cantil, who is handling the case, stated that according to the indictment, on 3 occasions between July 2021 and May 2022, Mark Nash allegedly coerced minor victim 1 to engage in sexually explicit conduct for the purpose of producing a visual depiction of such conduct. In addition, between July 2, 2021 and April 12, 2023, Nash possessed a cell phone containing sexually explicit images of minor victim 1. The defendant was arraigned this morning before U.S. Magistrate Judge Jeremiah J. McCarthy and was detained. Well, in other news, Jacob A. Felt, a 37-year-old resident of Asheville, is facing serious charges of felony criminal sexual act in the 1st and 3rd degrees, as reported following his arrest on Friday, December 15, 2023, at approximately 4 p.m. The arrest was carried out based on a warrant issued by the town of Bust-I Court. The charges stem from an alleged incident at a Lakewood business at the end of October, where Felt is accused of engaging in sexual acts with a minor. Felt voluntarily turned himself in on the issued warrants and has been remanded to the county jail pending further legal proceedings. Felt is scheduled to reappear in the town of Bust-I Court on a later date to address the charges. He is currently being held on $250,000 bail. Well, in other news, late on December 20th, Chautauqua County Sheriff's deputies were called to Ellicott Road in the town of Portland to address a disorderly subject. Upon investigation, it was discovered that Thomas A. Schmidt Jr., 33, had violated an active stay-away order of protection. Charged with criminal contempt in the 2nd degree, Schmidt Jr. was promptly taken into custody and transported to the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office for processing. Subsequently, he was moved to the Chautauqua County Jail for centralized arraignment. As WNY News Now continues, Decoy operation results in multiple citations for road hunting violations in Cattaraugus County. And later, Langworthy leads letter to Governor Hochul urging adoption of natural gas infrastructure improvements. Stay with us as WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights. Vests.
Please, give us some room.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
When you need help,
It's our job
To help you.
to save you.
despite the danger.
this danger.
This danger is real.
Do your part.
Please.
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
Move over.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's in the
just saw her.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Between December 2nd and 10th, environmental conservation officers Bobsine, Gill, McNika, Powers, and Wilson conducted deer decoy operations targeting individuals illegally road hunting at various locations in Cattaraugus County. The ECOs issued more than 20 tickets to 5 different individuals for violations including discharging a firearm from a public highway, possessing a loaded firearm in a motor vehicle, failure to wear fluorescent orange or pink, and failure to wear back tags. Well, in other news, Jamestown High School students Addison Zahn, a junior, and Greg Brumigan, a senior, finished first and third respectively in the Junior Achievement Virtual Stock Market Challenge in November. The Junior Achievement Stock Market Challenge introduces learners to the stock market. Participants are introduced to the fundamentals of stocks, the impact of world events on the stock market, long-term investing, and how investors make decisions to diversify portfolios. Students apply their learning in a simulated stock market environment and are tasked with making decisions about a set of fictional stocks and interpret current events and trends in the market. Zahn finished in first place with a net worth of $566,588.38 and a return on investment of 13.32%. Brumigan finished in third place with a net worth of $553,415.20 and a return on investment of 10.68%. 500 students from 13 schools in the Western New York region participated. Zahn and Brumigan participated as students in Amy Schultz's JCC College Connections personal finance course. In this course, students investigate stock market concepts before they begin the stock market challenge, such as earnings per share, price-earnings ratio, average rate of returns, and other investment fundamentals, Schultz said. Providing students with a solid foundation in personal finance and business development will enable them to focus on long-term financial planning and investment strategies. The stock market challenge presented in Mrs. Schultz's personal finance class was not only educational, but also entertaining, Zahn said. I may have lucked out when I unintentionally loaded up on one stock, but it turned out to be beneficial for me and helped me come out on top. I'm looking forward to using what I have learned from this challenge in the class and apply it to my personal life in the future. I appreciate Mrs. Schultz giving our class the opportunity to compete in the stock market challenge, said Brumigan. This is a great way to learn about investing and the risks and rewards of investing. I researched the stocks I chose and decided to buy low-priced stocks as they had the most potential to rise quickly in value. The stock market challenge will help with investing in the future as a start earning and saving money. Zahn and Brumingen now will move on and compete in a live stock market challenge in Buffalo on April 16, 2024. Well, in other news, on Thursday, Congressman Nick Langworthy, who represents New York's 23rd Congressional District, led a letter to Governor Hochul in response to the report issued by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC, and the North American Electric Reliability Corporation, NERC, analyzing the issues related to the widespread outages during Winter Storm Elliott and recommendations to protect energy access during future winter storms. We strongly urge you to consider the report's recommendations to protect natural gas infrastructure, including wellheads, from extreme cold weather after production was affected during the winter storm, threatening the safety of millions of New Yorkers, the members wrote. The report produced by FERC and NERC confirmed what we feared about the reliability of our state's bulk power system operations, the grid, and its endurance during an extreme weather event. Despite the report's conclusion that natural gas remains a critical source of heating and power generation for New Yorkers, the policies carried out by your office and by the New York State Assembly appear to reject these realities, the letter continued. Congressman Langworthy was joined on the letter by House Republican Conference Chair Elise Stefanik, who represents New York's 21st District, and Representatives Anthony Desposito, New York's 4th District, Mike Lawler from New York's 17th District, Nicole Malliotakis from New York's 11th District, Mark Molinaro from New York's 19th District, Claudia Tenney from New York's 24th District, and Brandon Williams from New York's 22nd District. Well, coming up next, it's time to meet the newest pet of the week. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Where is your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened? Your friend's not breathing. She's dead? Yes, please get my mom and dad. Oh my God!
I know what you're thinking. I need a job.
I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working.
I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Let's take a look at the snowfall so far at the Jamestown Airport this season, or the lack thereof of snowfall. On average, we should be about 24 inches of snow from October 1st through today. So far this winter season, we only have 14.8 inches of snow. Now, we added some snow early on in the week, but we're still about 9.2 inches of snow below average. In the next few days into the weekend and into at least through the middle of next week, we'll be above average in terms of temperatures. So there's no snow in the forecast, at least through Christmas. That's different from what we had to deal with in the weather department last year, where we had blizzard warnings, winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, high wind warnings, wind chill warnings, and the Buffalo area got pounded with that blizzard Christmas snowstorm where they saw multiple feet of snow. And if you weren't in that lake effect snow band that pounded the Buffalo area, it was very bitterly cold last year for Christmas, where temperatures both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day did not make it much past the lower single digits, and far different weather this year for Christmas. We'll be talking about temperatures in the 50s and partly sunny skies, but I'll show you that in the 7-day forecast in just a moment. First, the almanac for today made it to a high of 35 degrees yesterday in the city of Jamestown. Our low was 28. The records for today 64 set back in 2013, and the record low of -8 set back in 1944. Here's the forecast overnight tonight. Mostly cloudy skies across the region. Might see a scattered rain or wet snow shower by daybreak tomorrow morning. Otherwise, overnight lows will range from the lower 30s across inland locations to near 40 at the Lake Erie shoreline. Here's your weekend weather for the holiday weekend across the Jamestown area and much of the region. Tomorrow we'll have scattered rain showers to contend with. Otherwise, cloudy skies with temperatures in the lower 40s. Those scattered showers will taper off overnight Saturday as lows drop back down into the mid to upper 30s. And then Sunday, we'll have mostly cloudy skies with some afternoon peaks of sunshine. Temperatures once again in the lower to mid 40s. The rest of that 7-day outlook powered by Ultimate Solutions. So Christmas Day, we're looking at partly sunny skies. Temperatures in the low to mid 50s. That's about 50 degrees warmer than what we were doing with last year for Christmas, and will stay mild even through the middle of next week with temperatures still in the lower 50s on Tuesday, upper 40s on Wednesday, but we'll bring in widespread rain into the region Tuesday and Wednesday, and it looks like by the end of next week we'll start to cool back off towards normal and bring in a chance for some snow towards the end of next week and heading towards the new year.
Andrew, thank you. Before we move on to the next story, I would like to take a minute to announce something that you may not have heard. Andrew will be leaving WNY News Now at the end of this year. And as we will not be broadcasting between Christmas and New Year's, that makes today Andrew's last broadcast. So Andrew, I just want to say that it was a pleasure getting to know you and wish you the best of luck as you close this chapter of your life and begin the next. I look forward to seeing where the future takes you. So for one last time, Andrew, thank you. Well, in an effort to help our furry friends find their forever home, WNY News Now has teamed up with the Chautauqua County Humane Society in a segment we like to call Pet of the Week. This week's Pets of the Week are Blizzard and Snowflake.
Hi Lee, happy Friday. We're here in one of our holding rooms at the Chautauqua County Humane Society, and this is Snowflake, and this is Blizzard. You can meet Blizzard and Snowflake tomorrow at the Chautauqua County Humane Society Second Chances thrift store at 707 Fairmont Avenue from 10 to 3, and we'll have a bunch of kittens like these guys and maybe some adult cats that are waiting to go to their forever homes. And it's the last day of the season of hope, so that means the adoption fees are still waived through tomorrow, but the adoption process remains the same. It's very important to point out. So stop by Second Chances thrift store tomorrow between 10 and 3, or you can come to the Chautauqua County Humane Society over here at 2825 Strunk Road between 11 and 3, and you can meet even more animals. So do that and help us have a great ending to our season of hope. Thank you, Lee.
Thanks, Brian. To learn more about Blizzard, Snowflake, or any other residents of the shelter, visit chqhumane.org. Coming up next, New York State Senate and Assembly Agriculture Committees penned bipartisan letter.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
If you want to speak truth to the masses, make it funny for the classes.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Following the recent passage of the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act in the U.S. House, the chairs and ranking members of the New York State Senate and Assembly Committees on Agriculture, in a bipartisan effort, sent a letter on Thursday urging Senate Majority Leader Schumer and Senator Gillibrand to bring the federal bill for a Senate vote. The Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act would reinstate 2% on whole milk in schools, overturning a 2010 decision to remove these options from the National School Lunch Program under the Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act. Dear Majority Leader Schumer and Senator Gillibrand, we, the chairs and ranking members of the New York State Senate and Assembly Committees on Agriculture, respectfully urge you to bring the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act to the Senate floor for a vote following its bipartisan passage on December 14, 2023 in the House of Representatives. This bill, when passed, would allow 2% in whole milk back into public schools, a major win both for our children and for New York's dairy industry at large. Whole milk is an excellent source of nutrition for all New Yorkers, containing no more than 3.5% fat, and 1/3 of those fatty acids are omega-3, which has been linked to many health benefits, including improved heart health, brain health, and lower risk of cancer. According to a January 2020 New York Times article, children who drink whole milk are 39% less likely to become overweight than those who drink lower fat or skim milk. Now more than ever, the federal government must remove its restrictions on whole milk in public schools based on outdated information that doesn't consider the benefits it would provide to students. As leaders of both the New York State Senate and Assembly Agriculture Committees, it is our responsibility to ensure that our students have access to the nutritional benefits that come from whole milk while supporting our dairy farmers, who are a critical component of our agricultural economy here in our state. In the first 2 years that the Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act of 2010 was enacted, 1.2 million fewer students drank milk with their lunch. However, they still had access to sugary, unhealthy drinks. These students lost out on the nutritional benefits milk offers and instead replaced it with sugary drinks that offered no nutritional value. The full passage of the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act would also provide a great economic boost to New York farmers and dairy producers throughout our state, strengthening both our economy and our local food systems in the process. New York has more than 3,500 dairy farms that produce over 15 billion pounds of milk annually. Our committees urge the federal government to support local schools and family dairy farm businesses. It's time we correct this imbalance, and we humbly ask that you bring the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act to a vote in the Senate. Well, that's going to be it for us today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. You can download it today for free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We're also on Channel 716 on Roku and at Channel716.com. Thank you for watching.